Can you hear me? Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to today's sharing. My topic is your game on the Nintendo Switch. I have 20 slides in 10 minutes, so let's start. Next please. So I'm a game designer, just moved to Vancouver 2 months ago, still looking for a job. I also make my own games in my spare time. Recently I released my first solo project on the Nintendo Switch, and I'm here to share my experience with you. Next please. So how do you release a game on the Switch? Usually there are two ways. The most popular way would be having a game ready and then release on the PC first, and then find a publisher to help you to port the game to Switch. But my way was that I applied for the Switch development kit by myself and then release the game on the Switch. For those who don't know, development kit is the machine that can install and play Switch games that are in development but cannot play the retail games. Next please. So yeah, this is the trailer of my game. Yeah. So this is my game Rumble-Sus. It's a social deduction party game that innocents fight against the traitors. Before the game starts, the traitor's controller will vibrate, and during the game, innocents need to get the radar to feel the vibration of the controller to detect the traitors and kill them. The game was made in Unreal Engine 4 using Blueprint. Next slide, please. The game was inspired by a lot of party games and local multiplayer games, and the biggest inspiration is the Luigi Mansion 3 minigames. It was my first time playing an 8-player game on Switch, and I enjoyed it. So I want to make a game that can be enjoyed by a lot of people on Switch. Next, please. So why did I need to have my own development kit instead of making a PC game first and then finding a publisher? First, I love console games and Nintendo games. I'm always very curious about development hardware, so I want one for my own. And secondly, Rumble-Sus is a game designed for the Nintendo Switch because Joy-Con can vibrate without making noticeable sound, so other players cannot hear that you are the traitor or not. Also, Switch is the only viable option for 8-player local multiplayer games. But what if you want to release a game on PC first and then port to Switch? Do you need a dev kit? Next please. So yes, I think it would be helpful for you to have your own because of these three reasons. If you want to do self-publishing, having the development license and development kit is a must. And if you want to pitch the publisher, having a dev kit may be helpful as they don't need to do much work to port the game. And also it shows that you have made some progress and you have some commitment already. And also having your own dev kit will be easier for your porting process, which is what I'm going to talk about. Next please. So people may think that porting to a Switch is just lowering the resolution and graphic settings, but according to my experience, that's not the case. Depending on the rendering method that you choose, a lot of post-processing and lighting effects may not be accessible on the Switch. Next please. Not only the lighting, some shaders are not compatible with older hardware. For example, this is my friend's Game Jam project. It's a simple platformer game, and then the water ripple shader is not working, so it rolled back to the default material. So I need to fix that by making a similar but compatible shader. Next please. Another thing that may not be compatible is the plugins. So some plugins are not compatible with consoles, and if you want to build a game on Switch, you can only use some versions of the engine. And some plugin may break if you upgrade or downgrade your engine. And this GDC talk did a great job of going through every issue you may encounter, especially on the Unity side. So I recommend you to watch this one. Next please. Another issue you may not be aware of is the control scheme. So Unreal Engine by default follows the Western control scheme. The bottommost button is the confirmation button, and the right side button is the cancel button. But maybe because Switch is a Japanese console, when I packaged the game on the Switch, it changed to the Japanese standard of using the right side button as confirm and the bottom button as cancel. So my game is completely broken on PC, which I don't care because my game is Switch exclusive. But what if your game is multi-platform and then you need to design your own UI interaction logic? Next please. So in my opinion, the earlier you get the Switch development kit, the easier it will make your Switch version part of your project. So that, for example, you have a lighting system ready that look good on the Switch and PC. When you make a new map, you can use the same lighting system instead of tailor-making it for the Switch. Next please. So if you're interested in applying for DevKit, how do you do that? Actually, it's very easy. Just click the link and register an account. There's no payment needed until you purchase the dev kit, and you can apply as an individual. Next, please. So I applied 3 years ago, but the process should be the same. You need to fill a form, tell Nintendo about your team, your game, and it's okay if you're a solo developer, and it's also okay if your game is not released. And I think the most important thing that you need to tell them is what hardware feature on the Switch the game will be utilizing. It's just a pitch, so you don't need to fulfill the promises. Yes. If you are approved, you can purchase the hardware and then apply for the special access to the engine. Next please. This is the game that I submitted and got the development kit. It's my school project when I'm studying game design. It's a 2-player co-op puzzle-solving mobile game, and it's inspired by a lot of Mario Party games, so I think Nintendo liked the idea of using their hardware. Next please. After 18 months of developing the game at night, my game is on the Nintendo Switch eShop, and feel free to give it a try if you're interested in shoulder detection game and party games. Next, please. I hope you find my sharing helpful to your development journey. Your adventure with Nintendo awaits. Feel free to press that register button and give it a go. Next, please. So if you want to know more about Forte, please watch this GTC talk. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. And if you want to try Rumble Sets, I actually bought the Switch and 8 controller today. So thank you. Any questions? Yeah.
Do you have to complete your game in a certain amount of time after getting the development console?
No. Because what you apply for is the development kit, so you have the right to publish a game and develop a game. So you don't need to fulfill anything. I applied like 3 years ago, but I didn't touch it for the first 6 months, and then I slowly learned my engine and finished the game. So, yeah, I think that compared with Xbox and PlayStation, the Switch is the easiest one to apply. Xbox, I think they need you to have a very polished game, and that they will give you the dev kit. And I think PlayStation need you to have your game design document, your company's like business registration document, and also a static IP address, because they don't want you to sell the dev kit to someone else. So, but Nintendo, it's more accessible. Yeah.
Do they let you keep the dev kit, or do you have to return it?
Do they need to? I didn't see any, like I didn't need to sign any contract. on that in terms of that. So I think it's from just I'm not sure because maybe in 10 years they will ask me to send it back, but not very likely. Yeah. Anyone else?
How long did it take for you to do the application for the dev kit, and how long did it take to get to you?
How long did I take? It took me 2 months of waiting. Maybe it's longer, but it's roughly 2 months, according to what other developers were sharing. And also, if you apply and then you feel something, if you put something wrong in it, for example, if you select like China as part of your publishing region, but you are not a company that have the right to do that, they will like reject you in like a few days. But according to my experience, it should be around 2 months.
So first of all, awesome to hear that you use movements to make the game, because that is the power of like having code. I'm wondering, how did you play test a multiplayer game with like one rig? Like, how did you actually go about figuring out what works? Because you only had one dev kit, right?
Oh, because my game is local multiplayer only, so I don't need to do any networking. So I don't need 8 development kits. Yeah. So I didn't work on the online multiplayer because it's supposed to be designed for local multiplayer. Because when your controller is vibrating, you will look at each other and then see if they act suspicious, or like some people will try to touch other people's controller. That's that's a meta breaking thing. I love that. So yeah, there was someone else. Yes.
Once you completed the game, what was the conversation like with Nintendo to publish it?
So I actually have a publisher, but they don't need to do the porting process. I just send them the build, they play test it, and then they submit to Nintendo. So I was not involved in the publishing process, but they will have a QA process that they'll check a lot of things. That's behind NDA, so I cannot talk about. So yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, thank you.